Hello, Internet. My name is Chamomile.
Cam, forget the podcast. I figured out something else. We might be in trouble.
Have you just now realized that we're in Texas? Like,
But not that.
pretty sure we've been in trouble for a while now.
No, no. Remember the Kingdom Hearts playthrough? I
I mean,
think
yeah, it was only a couple of months ago.
I think that Mother Sorrow had already infiltrated the podcast while we were doing that. You know how
From
she can perfectly
Texas.
imitate any voice?
I. Well, yeah, but she was in Texas. We were in two separate states at the time.
No, no, no. There's a clip of what sounds like me saying that I have a thing for werewolves, which obviously I would never say, but it was obviously Mother Sorrow imitating my voice in order to show strife and discord between the two of us with lies.
Yeah. You don't
It
think it might
all
just
links
be.
together.
I mean, I think maybe you just admitted that you like werewolves.
No, 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 no. I don't, though. I'm into mummies or Medusas or something. Not that.
So which one is it? Mummies or Medusas?
What if a Medusa was mummified?
That actually sounds kind of badass.
Just look at this chart. This that I've. Hold on, it's really bulky. Look at this
Dude,
chart that I've drawn up.
we're in the
See,
car.
the
How
strings
did
all
you
tie
make
together.
this? I didn't realize I had a corkboard in this car.
But look, it all links together. Mother Sorrow and her werewolf thing is at the center of the conspiracy.
I mean, does
That's where
this
I got these photos of you.
this index card just says tip from Barney?
Yeah, Barney.
Who's Barney?
You know Barney.
I don't.
Our
I've
friend,
never met a
our friend
Barney.
Barney. He was on Jade Empire, the Jade Empire, but he quit after that.
I mean, I have been having memory problems since I started this podcast, but I don't remember this guy.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
I don't know if you hallucinated Barney or if he has just been like erased from existence and only you can remember him for some reason.
I mean, both of those seems like strong possibilities.
Well, how do you feel about killing just boatloads of vampire hunters?
I mean, really good. It's fine. I'll be. It's fine. We'll deal with this later.
Yeah, we have one more side quest we need to wrap up before we
Ooh,
get into the main plot.
is the side quest the vampire hunter?
It is. It's funny, like Velvet is like, hey, there's one specific vampire hunter I need you to go kill. Now we're gonna walk into here, and this guy is gonna be like, hey, can you kill like 15 vampires for us? Our blood doll is here too. Let me double check if I can drink her. May as well top up before. Christ. Oh, okay, he moved.
Do I know you? So, do you come here often?
Wherever there's desperate women, I'll be there.
Yeah, I think we should see other people. And
Ouch.
leave your village and never look back. Or worthless speak to each other ever again. Do I know you?
She shut you down hard.
And then immediately forgot about it.
You're not like other girls, are you?
No, I have snake arms.
I guess nobody in the club noticed what we were doing.
So yeah, just gave an extremely hard shutdown, and then I reinitiated the dialogue, and
I'm like 75% sure that that would not work in real life.
this is exactly how flirting works in clubs. All right.
I mean, it's been so long since they've been open. I mean, maybe things have
You
changed.
who I'm looking for? You're who I'm looking for.
I just might. Why don't you ask everyone else here? Ignore it.
The hilarious thing is that, like, I know this guy has a side quest,
Ash, there.
so, you know, I'm kind of pestering him, but, like, he clearly doesn't want to talk to anyone. So, like,
Oh, this is the Toreador actor who can't act anymore because Toreador has a weird weakness. Right?
yeah. I mean, I forget what the Toreador weakness is, but the vampire weaknesses, I forget half of them.
Okay, I think I just remember this because I think like it's supposed. I think one of it's like you get obsessed with art, but another part of it is like you can't do art. Which I don't know. It seems a little contrived. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't feel like it works.
It's another one of the things that it feels like it's a specific character trait that has been made into an entire bloodline.
Like I think what you want to do with Toreador is that their senses are dulled, so they seek out more and more extreme forms of pleasure in art, and so I think that would get you the same type of character without seeming so narrow.
Like, the idea of someone who is obsessed with art but can't make it themselves is kind of compelling, but it's also, that's clearly a specific person.
Yeah.
And I guess the only reason I haven't walked out yet is because I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't work.
And it feels weird as a specifically the vampire thing.
What the hell would be your motivation to help me?
I'm a player character.
Fine, I've got drawers of the stuff. My life's so goddamn easy to contemplate. So, how do you get me out of it, Ash? You sure about that? I don't know that you even out the odds of it, but just maybe we'll make it out alive.
You know, I'm the most powerful clan. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think you understand. I'm a Tremere. My health pool lasts for as long as the enemy's does.
With a few notable exceptions that you have not witnessed.
But you cannot use Tremere blood tricks on the Zemichi. That will be the Zemichi minions that we'll be running into in a bit. So,
Why are there cops down here?
they're vampire hunters.
Oh.
Like, they have the cop...
Are they priests?
They're dressed kind of like priests. But they have the cops'
Okay.
combat barks. So, you know, they'll say, like, oh, freeze, stop right there. Like, aren't you just here to kill us? What's the...
See, that guy looks like a vampire hunter.
Right?
He's got a katana.
He's got a katana and a trench coat. Classic, you know, Audie's vampire hunter look. This guy, though, he missed the memo.
Is that a crossbow?
Yeah. Which, you know, it's a pretty good vampire hunter weapon, but, he didn't look, you know, he just looks like he's... He looks kind of like a goon, you know? Like, he looks like he's working for one of those guys working for the Russian mafia or something.
kind of like how one thing Bethesda did with Elder Scrolls and Fallout is making it so lockpicking wasn't just a skill tax, that you actually did something when you were doing lockpicking. I think that made
Right.
it slightly more enjoyable. Did they just blow up the wall somehow?
They did. It's really not clear how. There we go. That crossbow is a nuisance. Where did Ash go? There you are. Stay with me, buddy. Apparently I cannot fit through there. Does this
You have to
mean...
go through the...
Because, I mean, is the only reason I'm able to escape because they conveniently... It is! This is the way out. The only reason I'm able to escape with him is because they have conveniently blown open an escape route.
That was nice. They're not even real vampire hunters, are they? This whole little thing is a facade. They're actually helping you. Just put down your weapon and let them shoot. The bullets will heal you.
But then I wouldn't be able to shoot them. So at this point, they seem to just be using the scary music as just like boss fight music. Because, you know, you turn the corner and like, oh crap, there's a ton of vampire hunters back here. Which, like, yeah, but I mean, it's not creepy. It's just, you know, if I were any other clan, this would be a concern. As it is, I just have to make sure I don't get sloppy.
Ash just casually walking towards the guys shooting at us.
I mean, that is kind of his thing. He's got a death wish. Which I almost wonder if they decided to have that be a thing because they couldn't get his AI to be anything less than suicidal.
Killable companions are always the worst.
Should have got more SMG ammo. Crap. Because you can dodge the crossbow bolts, so, you know. Now I just have to figure out where the exit is. And convince Ash to follow me to it.
So this is like an abandoned subway station.
Yeah, the train still passes through now and again, but... There's another way of completing this quest. That's, there we go. you a week.
We didn't ask.
Look, man, I got the money, I got the XP, we're done.
This guy really wants to play Dead Poet Society.
Yeah. -0. And it's funny because, like, here's this character that seems like it's making fun of this game style, which the books themselves doggedly insist is the only way you're allowed to play vampire. Yeah, it's a perfectly good way to play the game and all, but it's still kind of funny that, like, it seems like they're taking pot shots at it here. Alright.
We've got a ton of XP.
8 is actually not that much at this stage of the game.
Oh, I thought we had 15. I was misreading.
Yeah, 15 is what we're aiming for. Once we have 15, you can... Why can't I... There we go. There is actually, I believe, one more side quest we can pick up, I've just recalled. We have to go kill a gargoyle.
Ooh. Who are a type of vampire for some reason. Or, like, were made by vampires.
Yeah, they're a Tremere creation. This is what will get us our Tremere Haven. Ah. Trying to remember how I get this quest now, because...
So there's an item we were supposed to pick up.
Well, no, that's for the main quest.
Oh.
So now I'm just... Do I just...
Trying to remember the gargoyle quest.
Yeah.
Do you want me to use Mother Sorrow's crystal wall? But she might be watching us through it. I should get rid of it.
That's a risk we're going to have to take. Go ahead and look up the quest.
Alright.
Get out of the way. There's annoyingly no way to shove NPCs in this game.
Alright, after finishing the Dead X quest, if the fledgling asks Isaac if he needs help with anything, he'll give them this quest.
Alright, so we have to go and do the main quest first. Fair enough.
Can I break this thing now?
Well, no, we might need it again. Really, I think you're really overreacting to how much of a threat Mother Sorrow poses. Like, I'm pretty sure we're well outside the range of the area where she operates.
I mean,
like,
she's
I
clearly
know...
been after us for years. Like, I'm not worried about her, like, eating you. That's fine. But, like, I don't want her slandering me with werewolf lies.
Years?
How's your arm feeling, by the way?
How long have we been in Texas? I thought Kingdom Hearts was like 3 months ago.
Time is a flat circle. That's
And
like
also, that the next time, if Mother Sorrow does ever catch up to us, I'm going to prove to you that I totally could have taken her.
Letting you get overtaken by the hunt was a mistake.
It's fine.
How is the Everchase going, by the way?
That's old news. I figured out a new ritual.
Oh.
Yes. Elegant in its video game-like simplicity. to the point where I'm actually hoping someone makes a video game out of it, because it sounds like a cool idea. But no, obviously, the hunt ritual, you know, the one that can actually work, is going to be, because, you know, Magnus Season 4 spoilers, but the Magnus Archives was, you know, to have an archivist who, like, observed and was marked by each of the 13 other fears. Well, for the hunt version, you have to hunt each of the 13 other fears. So, you know, that's just begging for an immersive sim style adaptation. Here we are. You know, the same kind of game as Vampire or Deus Ex.
So did Kotula have a gaming itch she needed to scratch? Is that why we're here?
That's not the only reason. That's not helpful. Somewhere in here is a computer that is going to tell us where to pick up this special movie that Isaac is after.
Right, the snuff film.
So according to that last email there, if you hack the latest Troika game, Troika being people who made this game, then you can unlock the Chocula clan. This was a lie, but fans liked the idea so much that they later hacked it into the game. My research isn't high enough. Yeah, I'll have to bump that.
7.
I need 8 to read that book. And it'll give me extra hacking, which I need, so... Weirdly enough, I have to knock the... You have to knock the chair out of the way to use this computer. Okay, so I need to meet him in the alley behind the fast buck.
Alright, let's log into our World of Warcraft account and make sure our guild is doing alright, or is it clan? I've never actually played World of Warcraft.
Neither have I.
I know Kotula's into it.
I play a lot of MMOs, but World of Warcraft is always the one that I avoided, because like that's the one that seems to have perfected the art of devouring lives.
Yeah.
So...
What type of City of Heroes character do you think Kotula would have?
It's gotta be... I mean, definitely for sure some kind of magic hero. The only question is, would it be a cat girl? Because that's always been the joke in City of Heroes, is that like every third hero is a cat girl. Although it'd be more accurate lately to say that every third hero is a demon. Like the new version that they ran in secret for several years after the shutdown. I could just kill you and take it.
So you're just gonna kill him?
I don't think there's actually an option to kill him.
Aww.
They spent a lot of time building up how terrible this tape is. But, I mean...
Oh, this makes me think of Thickman's model. Where it's like, oh, that couldn't have possibly... He had to have been painting from a real life, not from his imagination. And I think he sees the photograph at some point. This kind of gets into one of the issues of the Masquerade, where we now live in the Panopticon, but it's like almost certainly at some point video of supernatural activities would have ended up on YouTube. So you got to answer the question of what you do with that. But I think you can probably just say that like there's so much that is fake on YouTube that yeah, it's out there, but nobody can actually identify it from the stuff that is fake.
Oh no, he's disappeared. And our only clue was a mysterious manhole grating cover moving noise. Well, guess I better completely ignore the sewers for the next 2 phases of the main quest. Yeah, I'm not enough of an artist to say for sure, but like once you're past a certain skill level, is there a difference between painting from a model and painting from imagination?
Like, I don't think you'd be able to tell when somebody has gotten that good. Like, I don't understand how it could be so realistic that it's obviously from a model. It was one of the weirder aspects of that story.
Not an animal. A name. Brings back a lot of memories. 70 years ago, wasn't
Oh, this is the lady who was
family, career, anything else but one motive.
who was like a big like 30s actress and got turned into a Nosferatu, right?
Ginger Swan's been dead since
Nah, that's Imalia. Ginger Swan is just legit dead.
Okay.
You want to give me a side quest? No? Oh, I'm still... Yeah, okay. The Dead X quest is, strictly speaking, incomplete. Fine.
I find it funny that he's an anarch and a baron.
Yeah, like... I can
Seems
see
like a
that
piece
not
of
being...
purpose.
I could see that not being a total oxymoron. I could see, even in Anarch Society, barons having... like, existing and having some amount of responsibility, like, mainly as a foreign affairs thing, where, you know, you kind of need someone to be the the person who talks to and makes decisions about other polities, but
He doesn't
he
seem muchly
seems
different from...
well, yeah, like he's actually the pushiest, except for LaCroix at least, who will like actually dominate you into stuff. But he is the pushiest Baron we meet. Like he is, including even the Kuei Jin aren't nearly as aggressive as he is. And he's also like he seems to just be in charge indefinitely, like in the exact same way that Therese and Jeanette or LaCroix were. Like he doesn't seem like he's like Nines, where everyone just kind of respects him, and so you know they do what he says on that count, but they could just stop listening to him if they wanted to. Like
Yeah.
he seems like he is in charge in some kind of Camarilla, you know, very Camarilla style. There will be consequences if you ignore me kind of way, which like, okay, well then what do the Anarchs stand for at that point? She was interred in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery Mausoleum.
So she's a Marilyn Monroe type.
Yeah, yeah. She's basically off-brand Marilyn Monroe. You know, I halfway wonder if there was a version of this game where Grout's mansion was accessed through this gate.
Probably not. Probably just a coincidence.
Where's my cemetery access? That's not it. I don't remember how the alleyways of this place are set up. This looks promising. This looks very cemetery-ish.
Somebody should do something about that hole in the wall.
As soon as we leave Hollywood. Hey, Romero. Sounds like one slipped past you. I should go restock on ammo sometime. I don't think I'll need it. I should go restock on blood sometime too. Like, I don't think I'll need it immediately, is what I mean. I will need it eventually. Wow, who takes care of this place?
Romero, right?
He is officially the cemetery's caretaker. I don't know if he actually, like, you know, I don't know if that's just a job title they gave him to explain why he's hanging out in the cemetery all the time, because he says he got that job for, you know, zombie population control, so... If he's supposed to be making sure that, you know, discarded human bones aren't lying around the mausoleum, then he doesn't seem to be doing that job. It's always such a hassle getting out of this mausoleum. I don't remember where the entrance is. Here we are. And now, we get to see just how horrible this tape is. It's funny, it's 2004, so, you know, this is still probably a solid 5-ish years before people had enough exposure to the internet to realize that the idea of, you know, a tape that was just too horrifying to watch was just kind of like, that's not a thing.
When did the torture porn movie subgenre become a thing?
I'm not
I think
sure.
around this time. When did Hostel come out? I want to say around this time. Hey, Crystal Ball, when did Hostel come out?
See, aren't you glad we got that thing?
It's giving me locations of hostels in Haunted Houston. I don't think we want to stay in any of these places.
I mean, obviously not. We'd have to turn around.
2005. So around this time is when the torture porn subgenre kind of becomes the dominant horror subgenre. She really liked necking last time. Nobody in this not super crowded, kind of high-end club notices you drinking that girl's blood right in front of the bartender.
Yeah, apparently we can just do this in clubs and no one cares. Like in Santa Monica, it was at least a little bit out of the way, although even then not much. But in both downtown and Hollywood, you do it like right in front of the bartender, and this is apparently just not a problem. Which, by the way, I could boost research. I don't know if there's any other books that are worth it though. It'd be much cheaper to just boost computer directly. Yeah, I'm gonna boost computer directly for now. I may boost because I can still get a 4th dot from that book, so I'll see whether or not I want to bother putting enough into research for that. We're probably not getting that master's degree, so keeping our research skills top notch is unlikely to be a high priority going forward.
That's too bad. What do you think Costula majored in?
That's what I was trying to think. I was going to specify what kind of master's degree it was, and I was like, I'm not sure exactly where the major would have been. I mean, what is the closest university equivalent to magic? Magnetism? Can you get a master's degree in magnetism?
I don't think so.
I guess you'd be hard-pressed to write a thesis on them, since no one does know how they work.
Yeah.
And, some kind of English or English-adjacent major seems obvious, but I'm kind of wondering maybe too obvious.
Also, how dare you? Clearly it's history.
I mean, I could see it. She is a vampire. So I guess, English majors are, more likely to be the sort who, when the moon is full, turn into Medusas.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Alright, are you ready for this?
I'm filled with dread.
So here he is paying just the absolute minimum lip service to being an anarch. So yeah, there is, some kind of flesh, presumably human, on the walls and on the furniture. A bunch of weird bone furniture. Some bones just sticking out of the walls there. And, you know, some random woman gets hunted down by these little Zamichi mutant creatures.
It's more disturbing than I was led to believe.
I mean, honestly, so far as, like, torture porn goes, it seems pretty tame.
I guess the fact that it is a masquerade violation is the real issue. Like these, within diegetically within the game, they're clearly not computer generated, so that's a little hard to.
Right.
It's hard to indicate when you're in a computer generated world.
But I mean, even so, special effects departments were more than good enough by 2004 to make something like that look reasonably convincing. Like, this is a self-solving masquerade violation. It's a fucking movie.
It's sort of like in the 70s, the very first found footage movie, Cannibal Holocaust. They put the director on trial because they thought he had filmed and produced an actual snuff film, and he had to produce the actors to get off.
I find that kind of hilarious. That, like, they sued him for a murder, and then in order to get off on the charges, he, like, brought the alleged victims in. It's like, you didn't do a whole lot of investigation for this first, did you? Which, oh, hey, you can give me a new quest now, right?
Then there is nothing I can do. Involving myself is a... No, I'm certain I have to find some way out of this. Certainly.
I already bailed him out, but,
There is something. But it involves...
good to know that you have basically no interest in defending the interests of your own progeny.
Hey,
So this gargoyle is a bit of a nuisance. Unfortunately, I would consider skipping this side quest entirely, except that we need it to get the Tremere Haven.
yeah, and it gives a good opportunity to talk about Minion Mancy.
Which we'll probably be getting into next time, because we're kind of at like the very end of things here right now, but yeah. Most of this thing is a nuisance because it is practically impervious to gunfire, does not respond to Tremere attacks, so we basically just have to wail on it with a sledgehammer. Luckily, you know, we have all of one dot in that. Everything is fine.
Have you considered the powers of intimidation?
I mean, we're pretty good at that, actually. Like, we're not bad at these, but... yeah, there's a way to talk your way through it, but only if you want to betray the Tremere to Isaac, which we don't, so... tune in next time, when we get our ass kicked by a gargoyle like 8 times or some shit.